Hi, Year 13. So your CAT question this week is about access to markets. It's a 20-mark question which asks you to analyse countries' differential access to markets. Now the question becomes slightly more simple when you just very simply change the word differential to different, because that is exactly the same. So actually what you're doing here is you're looking at countries and how their access to trade, which is really what markets is about, might vary and might be different to one another. In terms of analysing, the key thing is that you are able to bring in case study detail and examples and specific facts and figures, and really in your analysis consider kind of explaining why it is that countries have different access to global trade. So you've got your case studies that you've got a really good summary for, including Malawi, including the UK, and including India. My suggestion would be to use Malawi and the UK specifically in order to answer the question. I've put some data on this slide which will give you some help as to what kinds of things that you should include. This is particularly useful just to make sure that those summary sheets that you've made previously are kind of including the right amounts of data and detail. And then in terms of splitting your answer up, I think it would be sensible to think about what are the reasons or indeed how could you best illustrate that Malawi and the UK have completely different access to global trade. So it might be that you have a paragraph on different levels of infrastructure linked with level of development, and talk about how that then has a knock-on impact on different countries' access to trade. But it also might be that you consider things like access to trade blocs. Are some countries members of trade blocs whereas others aren't? And does that then have an impact on what their trading patterns look like? It also is useful to think about kind of type of product. So is one country such as Malawi very specifically basing their economy on raw materials, whereas the UK is very much more focused on the sort of tertiary or quaternary industry. As you do these things, make sure that you back up your points with specific figures, and of course make some conclusions as you go, but also make sure your argument is solid throughout also. So what is the most important reason why countries have differential access to markets? What is the biggest illustrator of that? If you need any help, obviously speak with your teachers or send them a message, and I know they'll be willing to help you. This, of course, is due next Wednesday, so the 22nd of September. Good luck.